ball gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long-range jumper.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Chris Paul bring a dinner with a dish. D-Book on the corner with the swish. We the Valley, hating with the dump. Posterizing, now the crowd getting pumped. We the best, I ain't talking about Cali. Who's next? Never winning in the Valley. Can't wait for that championship rally. Send them home, send them back to Cali. Stand up if you're down for the Suns. Put a finger in the air, we number one. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome everybody to the Aussie Suns Fans Podcast, Season 3, Episode 2. We are here today, special time, special day, because we have some special guests. Before we get into that, if you're checking us out on YouTube, hit that like button, do us a solid. Same with the, if you're listening to the audio later on, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff, get us out there. Today, we are joined, as normal, by Nate. Nate, welcome, mate. Nice and early over there in Singapore for you.
Yeah, I'm actually drinking coffee this morning instead of alcohol. It's probably not going to last very long, but
no, that's disappointing to hear. Disappointing to hear you. It's almost un-Australian, really.
Almost.
As usual, a usual guest of ours, almost a regular guest, almost a regular podcaster for us now. Justin, so says Jay. How you going, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Not bad. Thank you for having me as always. Nate, do you normally drink in the morning? Did I hear that right? I'm just making sure. Are we okay?
We usually do these pods at nighttime. So
okay, I'm just making sure. I just want to make sure it was clear to everybody that you're saying you usually drink during the pod, not that you usually drink during the morning. So I just want to make
Thanks for that.
I come in and make sure that you're taken care of and there's no misconceptions about you right off the bat. That was my most important concern.
Lucky I've got you, Justin.
But I do think, hey, Gavin, I do think I've been on this pod more in the past month than I've done my own pod. So
yes, yeah, that'd be true. That'd be true. But just to clear that one up too, Justin, as Australians, what we do is get somewhere, anywhere. So example, Nate's in Singapore, it's 11 a.m. there. But when we want to drink pre-midday, as Australians, we'll just say it's 12 o'clock somewhere, or it is 2 p.m. in Australia at the moment. So therefore, I'm not an alcoholic for drinking before 12 o'clock.
Fair. And you know what time it is not right now? It is not 9 o'clock in Arizona, just for the record.
No, it's 8 p.m. I did learn that one. I made a mistake. For the first time ever on our pod, he's been harassing me in chats and everything else on everyone's, in all of the other pods. The number one free agent in Phoenix Suns pods, Jake, a.k.a. the Fallen Founder. How you going, mate? Thank you for coming along.
Doing very well. I just wanted to say, Justin, just because you gave up on your dreams a long time ago doesn't mean you should get on our case for drinking in the morning. I mean, it's just a healthy ritual, you know. Besides, it's Sunday in Australia, and you know what? That's the Lord's Day, and they found blood, alcohol in the Lord's system. It was in his blood, so it all just makes sense.
Hold on, wait. You mean when you say give up on dreams, are you referring to me not drinking, or are you referring to your dreams of drinking in the mornings? I mean,
yes.
Yes.
This is what happens when I find out like 15 minutes.
The boys are buzzing today.
We're gonna start, and I'm all disheveled. I've been at the state fair all day. Have you guys seen my gigantic pink unicorn yet?
No.
How's the state fair on at the moment? That thing is fun. That thing is fun in Phoenix. The size of the turkey wrapped in the bacon. Oh.
You guys speak amongst yourselves.
All right, so welcome everybody in the chat. Make sure you contribute today. We want to see your feedback. Happy birthday, Voida. out drinking in downtown Chandler, celebrating my 40th. Just checking in on you cunts. Welcome
There
in,
it
mate,
is.
on your birthday. I love it.
Bomb of the episode. 5 minutes in. Good work. We're getting better. We're getting quicker each week.
Okay, let's go in. We want to check out first. We will check out this week's games that have happened so far.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
For those that are just listening to the audio, you're really missing out right now.
So Justin has an extremely large pink unicorn that is now an additional guest on the pod. So welcome, Pink Unicorn.
Well, you walked that into frame. Quite questionable.
Let's check out the games over the past week. 2 games since our last pod. Obviously against Dallas, 107-105 win. Book with 28, McCall 11 rebounds, Chris Paul 9 assists, Chris Paul's 2 steals, Cam Johnson 2 blocks in a fabulous win. And against Portland yesterday, 111-113 loss. Book 28, McCall Bridges, and look, that's completely incorrect, so I'm going to take that down. Dallas game, gents, first half. How was everyone feeling in the first half?
We should probably let the guest go first. Seeing Justin.
Yeah, go, Jake.
I can only imagine what's going through his head after that.
Tell us what your thoughts were in the first half, Jake.
Well, I was definitely not happy, believe it or not. I don't know what was going on, but I will say this: I did take the Suns money line at halftime, and I have to say, it was a smart decision. It was a smart decision. In retrospect, it paid off. I was getting. I don't know if you guys were feeling those flashbacks from the playoff series from this last playoffs round. And I was like, are we just going to not show up again and just let the Mavericks just embarrass us again? Thankfully, it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, and certainly Suns Twitter, thought that we were seeing a replay of Game 7 in that first half. How did you say it, Justin?
Dude, it was awkward. Like, I'll say that it was super awkward. Like, I felt uncomfortable. I was at the game, and once it started to kind of that lead started to increase, and once it got to 20, I was like, this is fine. We're fine. This is no big deal. I don't know if anybody noticed, but like after about 6 minutes into the game, I got kind of quiet on Twitter for a little while. Yeah. It was uncomfortable, and there was definitely like an uneasiness in the arena. But that being said, I at halftime took a gander at that money line as well, but I have a principle that I always abide by, and that is I do not bet on the Suns. But one thing that I did notice as I looked at that, I will bet for the Suns, but I do not bet on the Suns. Anybody want to take a shot at what that means? You guys pick.
I think I've seen on Twitter that you've been talking about your reverse psychology.
See, you know what? I can't even bring myself to do it though. Like that game, I had Book. One of my same game parlays had Book making 2 threes, and he only made 1. And I thought about tweeting, I bet Book can't even make another 3. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like it was too negative. So I just took it on the chin and took my L. It was fine. But okay, so back, I took a look at the money line at halftime, and the Suns money line down 17 was just slightly better than the Blazers money line, who at the time were down by 9 to the Kings, which I thought was kind of interesting because you think about the disparity and how much they were down by. But that gave me a little peace of mind. And ultimately, I also realized, look, we're only 1 half through this game. The Suns put together that 4 points. That 4 points they got at the end of that first half were huge, man. Because 21 versus 17 is a huge difference, I think. And they came out that second half and it was a completely different team.
And there was a bit of momentum with that last 4 points. It should have actually been 6 points if Book and DA could have worked out that last play, which would have brought it back to 15. But you could I almost got the sense that there was momentum going into halftime just based off that last 60, 90 seconds. We have got an additional guest here to give us feedback on what he thought in the first half. So everybody buckle up, put your seatbelts on, because this will be interesting. Welcome in, Dan.
Hey,
How you doing, my man?
hey,
up,
look
you
who it
fuckers?
is.
How you guys doing,
My
man?
man.
We've missed you, man. We've missed you. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm a little twisted right now, but it's a round of golf and Saturday afternoon college football will do that to you.
I put my hair up just for you.
Thanks, buddy.
We're just having a chat about our emotional state in the first half of the Dallas game, mate. You're
Holy
probably the
shit,
perfect
dude.
guest for that one. How did you feel?
I mean, between I hate this team, I'm out, what the fuck is going on, having to just remove myself from the game completely and watch baseball for about 10 minutes. All kinds of shit, dude. But you know what? At the end of the day, the best emotion was pulling out the victory at the end. That was awesome. Damian Lee, holy shit. First of all, let's be real. You traveled, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, did he travel? Is everyone in agreement there?
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
Luka traveled like 6 different times on
Yeah,
setback.
yeah.
So let's not, it is what it is. But yeah, man, that was a great first win. Last night was frustrating, but I really, really, really like DA and Mikel kind of getting pushed into the fire there at the end. That was fantastic. So hopefully they can build off of that, man, because they're gonna need them, and I think that's purposeful. I didn't like the shot that Book took to end regulation. I thought that was. He could have gotten a way better shot than that, or drawn something up better. But at the end of the day, man, 1-1, I'll take it. You don't want to lose to the Trailblazers, but I think they're going to be one of those teams that are better than people give them credit for. So we'll see, man. Long season.
Well, we haven't actually got into the Portland game yet, so thanks for jumping over the top of us here. Jeez, mate.
Yeah,
Come in and throw everything out.
I thought that's what you guys were talking about. I'm sorry.
Great to see Espo in the chat. Thanks for jumping on, Espo. Justin, he wants to know why his lawyer is on the program.
Am I not supposed to be? I don't know. He didn't tell me not to. Don't worry, Espo. I have not shared any attorney-client privileged information yet. I feel like my real lawyer side cringes at me making that joke. I apologize to myself. I'm gonna stop.
And also, Espo, unfortunately, no baby this week to listen to us swear our heads off. Boyd is missing. The young fella, the young Bubs, is actually a bit crook and in hospital at the moment. So Boyd's in the hospital with the Bubs. So
I think
shout
that
out
means
to Boyd.
sick, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Crook means sick. Yeah. I think crook over there means something different.
You guys.
Crikey.
You guys, except for Nate, have so many kids. I thought that when he said no kid this week, I thought somebody was having another child. Maybe Boyd was having 14, number 14.
Yeah, well,
look at me. That's wild.
Right?
Hey, Gavin, get a hold of this shit, man.
All right. Sorry, man.
I had a pink unicorn on 5 minutes ago, dude. Get us in line.
It's all been so overwhelming, the start of the show. We've had Dan jump in out of nowhere. Espo's been in the chat. Void is having a 40th birthday. We've had pink unicorns. This is the most hectic first fucking 15 minutes of the show ever.
Off.
Oh, God.
5 minutes T-bomb.
Hey,
Nate,
one of you guys, it sounds like, is also a car race.
I was going to say, who's on their jet ski while they're podcasting right now?
I think in Australia, down here in Melbourne, the sun's only come out for the first time in the last 2 weeks, and someone up the road's mowing their lawns. So
Drifting.
They're doing
drifting.
Mowing their lawns. They got the lawnmower out. Nate, what do you think of the game?
Well, I've opened up a beer now, so I'm feeling much more relaxed. I've got the question was, how do you feel at the halftime? And the halftime, I'm kind of where Dan was.
Was that the question?
Not quite as dark. Not quite as dark. I think to myself, this is all too fucking familiar, and not in a good sense. Thank God stuck with it, and the game got a lot better. I'll keep it short and sweet to that.
So I'm hoping
we're halfway through one question.
hoping Coach Evan B listens to this or jumps in at some stage. He was losing his shit on Twitter. I gave him the whole, hey mate, just take a breath. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. And then I really enjoyed getting into his post-game chat and reminding him that it was all fine at halftime and the second half was magnificent. But you brought up DA before, Dan. DA and McCall, and I've got something on the rundown for later on where we'll talk about how they're far more involved in the offense. But obviously, did it stand out as much to everyone else as it did to me that Chris Paul has pulled back from trying to dictate everything in the offense, particularly late in the game, and include those other guys? Justin?
I'm going to step outside of my comfort zone here and not be positive. I think Chris Paul's washed.
Well, it's on the rundown for later. Keep that to yourself for now.
Well, fucking hey, dude. You just
Man, I sent you the agenda and it's on there.
To be fair, I didn't have time to read it because he told me we were coming on an hour later. So
I'll take the question.
Go for it.
I'll take the question.
Shit, might as well. You know what? I will say this: the only person that freaks out more than I do by halftime is Coach Evan B. So, I can kind of relate to him. So it's okay, dude. I get it. I was right there with you. Actually, we go back to. Wait, hold on. What was the question with DA? Right?
DA and McCall taking a much
and Chris Paul
larger role.
Yeah, and Chris Paul kind of taking it. So I don't think Chris Paul is washed. I will say this: at halftime, I went through emotions. I talked to my buddy Flex, and he told me, he's like, "Dude, DA's played 7 minutes, and it's the first game. Relax, chill the fuck out, right?" And then DA comes out in the second half, and the 2-man game with Devin Booker was beautiful, amazing, right? A glimpse into the future of the Suns, if you will. Chris Paul, I don't think Chris Paul is washed. I do think Chris Paul is going to have a hard time taking a step back, so it's going to look funky, right? So when you see a point guard, with a Hall of Fame point guard who was great in the clutch, if you will, come out with 6 minutes left, and he doesn't come back into the game, and they win, that's a tough look, right? That's a tough look for the fans. The fans are like, oh, well, maybe this team can win without Chris Paul. But at the end of the day, if Chris Paul is washed, we're fucked. Like, plain and simple. Unless a big-time trade happens between now and the trade deadline, we're screwed if that's the case. We're a first or second round team at best. And I've said it before, I don't think that this team, constructed the way it is, can win the finals. I don't. That's my belief. I get Justin's already making faces at me. I get why people would like to believe that they can, but I just don't think they can. I think that there is a move, maybe two, coming in the near future, but stay tuned.
Jakey, what's your thoughts?
I totally disagree. Where is all of this coming from? We said how many times last year and in the playoffs, Chris Paul needs a rest. If he's going to play 30 minutes and we're going to come back from being down 22 in the third, and Monty has the discipline to let the guys that get them there take and finish the game, that's the evolution we wanted with this team. He's still creating a lot. We're doing a little bit more point book, which is all right too. But no, I'm not worried. All of a sudden, that Paul he doesn't have to stress himself out in game 1 and 2 of an 82-game season. If we can cap him about 30 minutes a game, I think that's great, and we'll just see where that's going to go from here. But I'm not worried about him being washed up or anything like that. I think he should have a little bit more steak and get off this whole vegan diet, because I think he gets pushed around a little too much. But no, he's still doing good. He's swiping the ball away, and he looked a little tired late in games shooting 3-pointers. But other than that, he's never been a knockdown 3-point shooter either.
I think there's a distinct change in the way he's going to play, and I think there was a distinct change in the way Monty structured up his rotations, and he wasn't as rigid he was willing to back in. The campaign he was on a bit of a roll in that last quarter. He played some pretty solid minutes in the last quarter of that first game, and things were working. So he let it roll, and that was good to see, because I don't think that was something that we did real well last year. We stuck to exactly how it was all planned, and that was it. And it wasn't going to change last season. This season already, we're starting to see a bit of flexibility in that. Any other comments on that? No? Fantastic.
We spoke about it quite extensively on last week's pod too, just what his minutes would look like and what his contribution might be. And I think it was actually good of Monty to pull him in the fourth and see what the rest of the team do without him.
You know, what I will say about that, though, is, you know, Chris Paul's minutes drastically decreasing. I was kind of hoping that didn't mean that Devin Booker's minutes would drastically increase, because he's playing about 43 minutes a game. I know it's just 2 games and one went to overtime, but I really hope that's not the recipe
I think
for the rest of the season.
The second game was driven by overtime, though.
Yeah.
The first game, did he play 40 in the first game?
41 minutes, I believe.
41.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but look, they were both close games too.
And he had to. He had to in that first game, because he had to play that whole second half. I mean, when you're down 17 and you're making a charge coming back and bringing it that close, I mean, those minutes have to go up.
Not to mention, when he went out of the game, Christian Wood turned into Kevin Garnett.
Okay, hold on. Let's Christian Wood. Okay, that was like the most quintessential. There's no video on the scorecard type thing. Those threes were the ugliest fucking threes I've ever seen. He banked one in.
Yeah, that's right.
He bricked 2 others off the backboard, and then he swished one, I think. And then, he made what? He made 4 in the whole game, or 3? What was?
Yeah, but it was all in like succession, and
and
Suns Twitter lost their minds.
That was like, if one of my kids went out to a basketball court and just started throwing the ball up and made 4 in a row, that's basically what it felt like. And he's out there skipping like he's fucking Steph Curry. I'm like, bro, look, I love Christian Wood. I really do. I love him as a player. But like, self-awareness is a very important thing. And he showed a clear lack of it right there. and
that was the thing, I think. The complete and utter meltdown on Suns Twitter. DeAndre Ayton is terrible defender. He doesn't know how to step out to Chris. Guys, when Christian Wood is the one out there shooting threes, it means that Luka Doncic doesn't have the ball and he's not trying to back down one of our players and dominate the game. We want Christian Wood shooting threes. Okay, he hit a couple in a row, stiff shit. But that's the shot we want.
Yeah.
Also, you don't want to get up too much in his face, because that's when they go around you or pass behind you. I'm sorry, I'll take my chances with Christian Wood throwing up a 32-footer.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. Every day of the week. All right. Portland, did the referees lose us that game?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
I know we can all get analytical, but
I obviously, I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, I tend to be a little critical of the referees, but I rarely will say the referees cost us a game. I will point out when they blow calls, sure, but at least I think maybe I say it more often than I feel I do. I don't know, but I think I rarely do say it. And I will say yesterday, I think there's a 0 doubt. I mean, plus 16 at the free throw line. And I'm not talking attempts, I'm talking points. And
they shot like Giannis in game 6 of the freaking finals and just wouldn't miss.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw it. Like, I looked up, like, so in Book's career, since he's been with the Suns, they've been the opponent's been plus 16 or better against them from the free throw line. Before last night, it was 18 times, and the Suns are 3-15 in those games for a reason. I mean, you don't win games when you're basically giving yourself a 16-point disadvantage or worse, right? So, yeah, and the calls were bullshit. Let's talk about when Dame's rolling around on the ground and the
minute he got 2 free throws for rolling around on the ground, I'm just like, fuck this shit.
Oh, you mean when he traveled? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, unbelievable.
He rolled better than Russell Westbrook walks.
I think.
Sorry,
buddy. No. I'm sorry.
We should listen to Jake. Jake was just sucking at his cigar there, keeping to himself.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna mute myself.
I didn't mean. I'm sorry, Justin. I didn't mean to cut you off. Love you, buddy. But
Thank you.
the thing that I can't stand the most, not the most, actually, I take that back. One of the things that I can't not fucking stand, and we all know who's like very famous at doing this every single game. But I hate when people on Twitter have to go on Twitter and they're like, the refs didn't lose the Suns this game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you fucking hero. But guess what? They made some shitty ass calls. And I'm sorry, yeah, if they didn't make those shitty ass calls, maybe they would win. Maybe they don't lose by 2 points. Because I'm guessing 4 points they screwed up. Did they screw some calls up the other way? Absolutely, that happens all the time. But for people to sit there and stand on their high horse and say, oh, the refs did not cost the Suns this game. I can't stand that shit, dude. Keep it to yourself. If you think that, just keep it to yourself.
Can I interject and just say, Daniel, you are fully allowed to call people out by name on this podcast.
Oh, you mean Dave King? Thank you. That's not it. By the way, let's be clear. I am not attacking Dave King because I know he's going to take it as an attack. I'm not attacking you, buddy. Just saying.
Pretty sure he doesn't even listen to this anymore.
No. Jake, well, he might because Jake's on, and Jake's his boy. Jake,
shit.
What was your thoughts?
Hey, Jake.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jake?
Jake, what were your
That's why this platform exists.
what were your thoughts? Did the refs cost us the game, or was it DeAndre Ayton's rebounding?
Listen to me, okay? First off, there's nothing wrong with these referees. Fake news, okay?
What the
Terrible
fuck?
calls, terrible decisions. Dan, you're a very nice man, but we both know you pee sitting down, okay? It's true. It's true. You're a very nice man, but I've heard that's how it goes. So listen to me. It's a game where the Blazers.
Dave King lied to you.
Great team, fantastic team. Damian Lillard, good friend. You've got to be careful with these guys. They know how to get you in foul trouble. That's something he's made his game on. So Damian Lillard, smart man, he gets it. Did we get it? We didn't. Come on, Monty. Understand the system.
Understand the system.
Thank
Hold
you,
on.
Donald.
Could we just
Thank you.
the Dan P
Dan's
down? That was just out of nowhere. I can't.
Hey, he's defending his dad, dude. I can't. What can I say? I took a shot at his dad. He's got to defend him.
His dad.
My dad. I'm not.
Dave King has 2 sons. It's you and that fucking Brandon guy that I can't stand.
No, Dave has more than 2. Everyone on the pod.
This is already all worth it.
Okay, moving on. The other meltdown.
This is why we don't record live pods, dude.
This is 100% why we don't record live pods. This is absolutely true. There's no joking there.
Moving on, the other meltdown that everybody had in that game was DeAndre Ayton only had 2 rebounds into the last quarter, or blah 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 blah. It was all DeAndre Ayton's fault again, and you hear it all the time, guys. If you're sitting there watching the game, do you understand why DA only had 2 rebounds? They shoot long shots. They shoot from the outside, which means long rebounds. They tried to spread the floor and drag him out. And what Valanciunas did was come up, create the screen. DA stuck on there. Then he rolled when he was the one impacting the scoreboard. But reality he wasn't in position to rebound. Nurkic, sorry. He wasn't in position to rebound the ball. In that last 4, 5, 6 minutes, he had 5 or 6 rebounds in a row because he was able to be positioned better because the way they were playing the game. Am I out of my mind insane on my own here?
Probably.
Fair enough.
No, I mean, what do you expect DA to do? I mean, he's the only guy on the Suns, well, with the exception of apparently Mikal Bridges is doing his best Sean Marion impersonation this season, which I'm all for. Him going and attacking and getting some offensive rebounds, some putbacks. He's doing stuff that Cam Johnson should be doing. If Cam would be smart and try and stay on the court, well, I mean, I guess cramping and a tailbone bruise is keeping him off the court. But if his shot's not going down, he's the next biggest guy on the court after Ayton to get some rebounds, and we're not seeing it from him yet. But no, it's a team like the Blazers with Nurkic can make it difficult for DA to outright dominate. I mean, he did fantastic against the Mavericks, but that's because JaVale McGee gets played off the court, and then he just has to box out Christian Wood.
Yeah, it was a shock that JaVale McGee got played off the court.
Wait, so hold on. So DeAndre Ayton scores. He gets 5 less rebounds in last night's game, but scores 9 more points.
Dominated the offensive end.
People want to bitch about the rebounds. I'm sorry. Again,
Yeah, I know.
this kid can't win here. Like these fans, some of these fans, it doesn't matter what he does, right? DA has been phenomenal the first 2 games. Give me that for 82 games, young man.
In contention,
that's all we need. That's
in contention for our best player of the first 2 games. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah, and I'm sorry, but this is the future. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, that's the future, guys. We don't know who's going to get out of it. We don't know what's going to happen. But those 3 guys, especially DA and Book, those guys are here for the long haul. Like, that's who you have to hitch your wagon to. So bitching about DeAndre Ayton not getting 5 more rebounds or 4 more rebounds, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be a miserable Suns fan for the next 4 or 5 years. Just let it go.
And that's the thing. What we wanted was
still learning how to have hope again.
That's true.
We haven't learned yet.
What we wanted was Shaq and Kobe version 2, right? And that's what we're seeing in those first couple of games. We've got a dominant shooting guard and a dominant center who look like they have got a long-term structure that we can build around, and we still complain about stuff like whether or not he has 15 rebounds against the Portland Trail Blazers who tried to spread the floor.
100%.
And one thing too, that relationship between Book and DA, man, it's turned into something beautiful. And anybody who's is or was concerned about how DA's feeling and all that kind of stuff after the offseason really just needs to watch those guys interact during games. Because, I mean, at that Mavs game, almost every time there was a stop in play or a timeout where, the teams were actually going back to the bench, Book DA would stay out there. Book would be telling him something, showing him something, explaining something to him. And DA's sitting there, and DA's not, lackadaisically listening or not paying attention or looking sad about things. He's intently listening and taking the pointers. And, I mean, it showed, right? That 2-man game that they ran, particularly that fourth quarter,
that was insane.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Dude.
I went from 6 to midnight instantly.
That's a different level of Devin Booker. And that's exciting.
I hope we see it more. I hope we see a lot more of it. Jake, your thoughts on that 2-man game? I mean, we saw glimpses of it in the Portland game as well. Probably would have liked a little bit more of it, but what were your thoughts?
This is the best version I've seen of it since they start playing together, quite honestly. And so I know it's 2 games in, but there seems to be an actual focus to not have DA just devoid of touches in the second half anymore, which it's phenomenal to see. We always knew he was an efficient scorer. And I don't know, I think he was always on that trajectory. And he might have actually, people probably thought he was, a year or 2 ago. But is DeAndre Ayton the Suns' best true center that they've ever had?
I believe he is.
I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah.
No, I don't either.
You guys didn't like Clifford Robinson?
Oh, he's a power
Was
forward.
Cliff a center or a power forward?
Yeah, but they played him at this at the 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's the thing. We haven't had
who else
Luke
would even be
Longley.
in that discussion.
Luke
Longley
Australia's greatest export.
People
like
to compare him, and they'll say Amari, but Amari was a power forward. He was playing every
played at
center.
Yeah.
And it would probably be Shaq, and he had 2 years, and they were far less productive years of his.
No, Kurt Thomas.
Yeah,
Kurt. I liked Kurt for defense.
I love Kurt Thomas, man.
He was particularly valuable for.
He was very valuable.
Yeah, he was about the only guy that could slow down Tim Duncan and
Mark West, Oliver Miller.
Oliver Miller.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when DA got drafted, he was the best center in Suns history.
Just by showing up.
After his first summer league game, he was the best Sun center of all time.
Like
Horatio Lamas,
right? Like we're not.
I remember Horatio.
Yeah.
All right.
My dad made sure I remember Horatio because he was Mexican.
That's right.
He's like, look, Mexicans can do it too. And I'm like, Dad, I don't think it's going to last very long.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to next week's games before Jake goes running to Dave and tells him everything that we said.
Love you, Dad. Love you, Dad.
This week's games, we've got the Clippers tomorrow. So apologies, we're outweighed here. There's actually 3 more Americans in the chat than there is and 2 Australians. So we're actually outdone. But this is an Aussie.
We're number one. We're number one.
These here are Australian times, so deal with it. Tomorrow against the Clippers, 1 p.m. on NBA TV. Golden State Wednesday, 1 p.m. on TNT. New Orleans on Saturday, 1 p.m. on ESPN. And Houston next Monday before our next pod at 12 p.m. And Australians, we can only watch it on League Pass. Guys, what is our predictions for this week's? So let's start with Dan. Clippers, Warriors, Pelicans, Houston. What's our record?
Holy shit.
And who's gonna beat or win or lose or what?
Jake, that's not cool, dude. A little warning next time.
What's not cool?
Dan's jumpy.
Jake wearing a fucking clown mask all of a sudden.
He's wearing
Oh,
a clown
jeez.
mask? I don't
I'm
believe
going to
he
go tell
is.
everyone.
No, so I think they'll go 2-2. I think they win. Actually, I'm sorry. They lose tomorrow. They'll beat Golden State. They'll lose to the Pelicans. And then they'll win. What was the 4th game against? Is Portland again, right? Houston. And they'll beat Houston. So, yeah, 2-2.
2-2, Jake.
Yeah, I think they're going to clown around with the Clippers, quite honestly. And that's going to be the fun one to see, though. I'm interested to see how Kawhi and John Wall are able to work. And they obviously were able to get one win early, but now they're going to go against a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, well, they did. Their one win was against the Lakers, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The biggest
And they almost
one.
lost that game, too.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it's
After
so
leading
weird.
by 25, they weren't even going to bother playing Kawhi, and then all of a sudden they had to.
See, Dan says that I'm wearing a clown mask. This is my LeBron James mask that
very nice.
Russell Westbrook can work on my team.
That's fair.
So what's your prediction, Jake? What do we got? Which games are we winning? Which ones are we losing?
I'm going to say 2-1. I've got us losing to.
There's 4 of
There's
them.
4 games, mate. There's 4 games.
Wait, what's the 4th one?
Houston.
Oh, then 3-1. Yeah.
No more.
Nate.
Well, I already said we beat the Clips and by a healthy margin on the last pod. GSW, yeah, I'm probably going to go a loss on that one. New Orleans, I reckon that's going to be the fun one. The Pelicans game will be the fun one. I'll still go for a W because I think we've still got a lot to prove on that one, given that series where it came a little too close for comfort. And
Hey, is that a
Houston's
home
win.
game, by the way? I'm sorry.
Which one?
Yeah, actually, I didn't look at the
Pelicans
home
home?
players.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Ooh.
So we're all 3 are home games.
Hey, Justin,
Yeah.
what are you doing next Friday, buddy?
I think I actually have tickets to that game, but I'm skipping it because I need some goodwill to. Wednesdays are tough, and I want to go to that the Golden State game. So
Okay.
I'm out.
Oh, well,
Executive decision.
that's not very executive of you.
It's very executive of me. Believe
Not
you
at
me.
You guys want to hang with my dad?
I don't even have tickets yet, but I was,
My dad can get you
buy
tickets.
some.
That's okay. That's okay. Justin's got tickets. He's not going.
Well, I mean, like I would have tickets, but my buddy who I have the tickets with is instead using them. Sorry,
So-
I could have been more clear.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you won't use your leverage to get Dan those tickets.
Oh no, I don't. No, don't. I know his buddy. He's cool.
You could
I
ask
love
him.
No, I don't want to do that. No, but hey, Jake. To answer your question, as long as your dad drinks, yes, I would love to hang out with him.
He did once.
Oh,
The one time I hung with him.
Okay.
So, Jake, great
I
to see
think
that
it went
you
like
worked
this is
out.
one of those.
You
Not his
worked
real
out the,
dad. We're on
yeah,
the same
yeah,
page.
not his
there,
real
right?
dad.
Like not his real dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was a joke.
When did
It's
they stop drinking?
Good to see that you've worked out how to get the cigar and the beer back incorporated.
I appreciate. I know. Yeah, you were the one that was appreciating that. As I quickly realized, wait, there is no actual opening for the mouth on that deal. So that was that. I quickly got pretty limited there. I didn't want to be like Josh Jackson, like hotboxing into my nostrils or something like that.
Allegedly.
Typical lawyer.
Allegedly.
I tell you what.
Oh, I got a story about a near defamation lawsuit, but anyway.
But
Let's-
long story
we might-
short, I will be going to the game next Friday in one form or another. I don't even care if it's by myself. I'll do it.
That's great to hear. Nate, did you give us a prediction for the 4 games?
That's adorable. Anyway,
I
That's
have
great to hear.
I have a feeling
Good for you,
didn't
buddy.
really think that was great at all.
Justin, what's your prediction? Clippers, Warriors, Pelicans, Houston.
I mean, you guys know me well enough at this point, right? 4-0.
Dude, Jesus Christ.
The Boyd route.
Why would I
Yeah.
change? Why would I change, Daniel? Why?
I know, but you know what? You fucking played that shit too long during the win streak last season, and it really pissed me off because I'm like,
I've literally never.
how
never
dare
picked
you
the
cheer
Suns to
for
lose
this
a game.
team?
There's
no, it was
no-
like his
no-
prediction.
There's no
He's like 4-0,
limitation to
2-0,
this.
they're winning.
No,
And
we
they went
need
like on a 20-something game win streak, and I was like, well, okay, dude, yes, you're right now.
Yeah. And he would have been
But
walking
the
around.
point being, like,
chest
this dates
puffed
back
out.
to my childhood.
No,
This
we
is the
need-
one, this is
we
the one
needed
thing with
a-
this whole thing that's not like sticky with me. Like, I
We
legit will
needed-
not say the Suns will lose. I just won't.
And I
We
love you
needed
for
one
it.
person. We
Thank
needed
you.
one person to go the Boyd route and pick a clean sweep because Boyd will also never predict a loss. So
Smart man.
it fits with the narrative of what we do here on the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I believe we'll go 2-2. We generally start pretty slow in the start of the season, and we spoke about Portland before. And Dan, you said we never like losing to Portland. We shouldn't lose to Portland. I've seen that all over. We lose to Portland in the first 4 games every fucking season. They beat us every time. Do people not remember going back
Last
to the
year?
fucking-
Last season?
Last year we lost to Portland, and I think we lost by the greatest margin in Suns history to Portland in the dark 19 win season. So Portland just beat us in the first fucking week. Get over it, move on. But I think we'll go 2-2. I think we'll beat the Clippers, and I think we'll beat Houston. My concerns are the Warriors and the Pelicans.
I hate the Warriors so much.
Me too, and I hope we smash the shit out of them. But it is the start of the year, and apparently DeAndre Ayton's terrible. So, all right, this week in Suns basketball is our next section. This should be fun, considering we've gone 40 minutes already. Jay Crowder discussion. I'm glad you're on here, Dan, to go through this as well. Is it vital that a trade for Jay Crowder gets done ASAP, Jake?
ASAP. Well, I mean, no, it's not vital. I would like for something to get done ASAP, but is it vital? No, I don't think so. But I think
Now, Twitter's driven this because basically after the loss to Portland yesterday, it was Suns fucking Twitter went ballistic. We have to do a trade for Jay Crowder at the moment. We're undermanned because of it. We're screwed. Blah, blah, blah. So that's where this question's come from. Is it vital? Does it have to be done as soon as possible or we're fucked?
No, there's some strange things happening around the association. I mean, is the Jazz undefeated?
They are.
And the Spurs just beat the 76ers tonight.
Who haven't won yet?
Yeah, exactly. There's some weird stuff going on. So I think teams like that are going to start to see other teams losing are going to get very nervous and say, you know what? We will just start parting with our best players because we want in that Wemby sweepstakes, and they know they're not going to be able to keep the momentum. So I think something could come sooner than later, but it doesn't have to happen immediately. Let it kind of the table set itself.
So based on week 1 then, with what you've just told me, Jay Crowder for Joel Embiid straight up.
Well, I don't know. I don't want a loser on this team.
I don't know.
We need winners on this team.
I don't think the money works. I'm not a cap expert. But I don't think the money works.
My cap expert.
Dan doesn't have a cap expert. All right, Justin, does it have to happen straight away?
No, I mean, no. Because it hasn't happened and the world has continued to revolve, right? We're good.
And we won a game.
We won a game. We
And
should have
should've
won
won
two. We should have won both of them quite handily. I mean, we didn't even talk. I mean, we touched on it, but I mean, DA plays more than 7 minutes in that first half. That's a different game too, right? So both those games were wonky in their own ways. And look, we're going to have games like that throughout the year. It happens. You have those games where it's just like, whether it's the other team being insanely hot, like fucking Adelaide 36ers, or it's
that was just an Australian thing. That's what we did.
You guys are all just so hot. Or it's Lauren Beauchamp last night, whatever her name is, or if it's the team just having a shitty night. It's going to happen. But it seems to happen a lot early. Like I thought during that first half of the Mavs game, my mind, as positive as I am, I need to get like some momentum going to maintain it. If I don't, like, I can go dark pretty quickly. That first half, I'm like, am I going to need Dan to talk me down again, like last year when they started
I was not doing
1-3?
That was game. That was game 4, though. That was game 4. Game 1, I don't think I could have helped.
Well, that's the thing is that helped me. Is I was like, wait, they were 1-3 last year. Okay, I'm okay. And then I took my man bun out, and they turned the game around and won. By the way, my man bun.
You are superstitious as hell, aren't you?
So badly. Like, you don't even know.
He plays golf. Of course he is.
I've gotten better too. Like, I used to be way worse. I won't even go into it because people might like start truly questioning my sanity. Truly.
All right, I think we've worked out that it's not vital that a trade gets done ASAP. So when do we trade him, Nate?
Me? I expressed all my insight, which is absolutely zero, on last week's pod.
Because you don't have access.
Yeah, apparently you have to have inside access. Thank you, Locked On Warriors. Inside access, otherwise you are fucking stupid for doing a pod. Dan, what a fucking
group of chodes, by the way. Fucking douchebags, dude.
Who, Warriors
Are you fucking
fans?
kidding me? Dude,
Just
or those two guys. Oh, yeah, so, why would you listen to a fan who has no insight or doesn't know anyone? Fuck you, dude. I guarantee you those guys don't know dick. They don't know anybody. I can promise you that.
The greatest part
That's why
of
they're
it
pissed
too
about it.
was the dude that I think I saw through Espo retweeting it. The dude that had called them out for it initially was fucking Kirk Herbstreit. It's like, what a fucking awesome guy to be the dude that's like,
pretty awesome.
You guys are douchebags. Because I mean,
well,
he's a pretty cool guy. When you talk about like the play-by-play color analyst type folks.
Well, before you go ahead, you're on an Aussie Suns fans.
Yeah, this is going over my head.
Tell us who the fuck that is.
Oh, so Kirk Herbstreit's like the main analyst for like college sports, basically.
Okay.
He's like the Joe Buck of college football, Justin, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet that didn't help them either, though.
Joe Buck does not help either.
Hey, whoever's like that's synonymous with calling Aussie rules football, it's that guy.
Let's throw Al McCoy out there. Is it?
No. Mike Breen. Mike Breen.
Mike Breen. Okay.
There you go.
Jake still looks lost, though.
No, so what happened on the Locked On Warriors that needs to be called out?
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
You haven't seen it?
You guys are talking about fans that have access, like my dad.
Like your dad, yeah. So basically the Warriors, the Locked On Warriors guys, or the guy had a guest on or whatever, they did a piece where they said people who are fans who do podcasts are basically a waste of time and nobody should watch them because they're full of shit because they don't have direct access to the team and so therefore they know nothing.
You know the funny thing though is the joke's on them because if we had access, our podcast would be just as shitty.
Yeah. And their podcast is shit anyway.
This
I would also imagine how quickly I would lose that access. Like, first question, you asked Devin Booker if he thought the referees were gambling on the game. You really can't do that. I don't understand why I can't ask him that.
Oh boy.
Look, I'm a lawyer.
No,
First Amendment.
Dan, let's get this back on track. Dan, when do we trade
I'll
Jay
say this,
Crowder?
man. This struck a little bit of a chord with me because obviously you guys know I do a podcast with Flex. Me and him are really close, and this is the bullshit that he has to deal with. Hey, you're just a fan. Why would you? Who would you know? You know, why should we listen to you? X, Y, and Z. And I think we can all agree that I mean you can look no further than like just your regular national media guy, right? Like, how many times has Flex had shit before the Windhorse of the world, the Shams, the Wojnarowskis, you know, locally, Gambo, like, you know, and that really pisses me off. So I'm just like, dude, like this, it's first of all, it's bullshit. Second of all, like if you're that dude, if you think that much of yourself, good Lord, your podcast must really, really suck, because podcasting in general has been built on people that just have an idea, just have a thought, that just have a passion, and they just start it up, man.
Yeah, it's a passion.
Agreement, right?
You don't need a goddamn you don't need a goddamn degree to start a podcast. That's what's great about it. That's what makes it awesome, right? So
yeah,
fuck
you
those
don't have
guys,
to be
man.
that intelligent to do this stuff. You really don't.
And that man knows.
Trust me. Dan's parents originally wanted to name him Daniela, but things turned out differently. True story. Lockdown Warriors podcast told me.
How many platforms have you been banned from, Donald?
What's that?
How many platforms have you been banned from now?
You know, check me out, Truth Social, very big down under, and it's going full steam ahead. You know, don't pay attention to Twitter. No one's going to pay attention to Twitter, except for these guys. You guys are okay. You can be on Twitter. It's okay. But you know, nope. Every place I've been banned from, it's because I actually wanted to leave anyway.
I have
Actually,
heard that.
I got a question for the ex-president, and Justin and Dan, feel free to jump in as well.
Oh boy!
Now that it's post-COVID and Mr. Trump is no longer the president, have they recommenced the winning teams visiting the White House?
Yes, especially with the basketball teams. For some reason, they didn't want to hang out with me. I don't know what the deal is.
I did
But
get that
college football players love it because I serve great food.
I didn't know what the deal
Terrific
was.
stuff. The finest of fast food Americana.
Have the Warriors visited the White House, or is that back on? Or is that still like, because that used to be a thing when Obama was in, right? Everyone wanted to go visit the president.
Oh yeah, shoot some hoops with him. I think there were some teams that have returned.
Oh, we got real questions again? Hey, so can I say something? Can we like rewind a little bit?
I wish someone had answered the fucking question of when we actually trade Jay Crowder.
Well, that's what
I thought we were past that one.
No, that's what I want to do. So Jay Crowder is not going to get traded until there is a good. And you guys haven't listened to the latest Coast to Coast, we just recorded last night, out on all major platforms. But we talked about this, and Flex said you don't trade him out of instinct, right? Thank you, buddy. You don't trade it out of just we have to do this. We have to get 2 second-round picks. No, you wait, because as Flex pointed out, you wait for maybe somebody gets injured, right? Injuries happen all the time. Maybe there's that team that overachieves, like the Cleveland Cavaliers last year when they overachieved and they traded a first-round pick for Karis LeVert. Maybe you get somebody like that, right? Somebody like that needs veteran leadership. So you don't just trade him just to trade him. And you got to make sure you get what you can out of that, but also don't make the panic trade. I know everybody loves Jordan Clarkson.
Oh, my God, please. Stop with Jordan Clarkson.
Justin, relax. Justin, relax.
Stop with Jordan
you watch
Clarkson.
your mouth when you talk about Jordan Clarkson.
He's overrated.
Way overrated. Fucking
He is
hell.
Filipino, though. Let's bring that up.
Half.
Half.
But yeah.
So, no, but Jordan Clarkson, I'm sure, like, if the Suns traded for Jordan Clarkson, cool. But you guys also got to remember, everybody wants to give up a first-round pick. If you give up a first-round pick, it's going to be protected. And guess what? If you have a protected pick out there, it handcuffs you, and you can't trade any of the other picks unless you remove that protection. So are we going just for the quick Band-Aid, or do you want to wait a little bit and see how things kind of percolate? You know what I mean?
Well, but let me ask this about Jordan Clarkson though. How is he overrated? I feel like he doesn't get that much love out there. Like, okay, how about this?
Okay.
Everyone
In
seems to
Suns
think that
fans
Eric
land.
Gordon was the savior.
Oh,
No.
who's the other one?
right?
Same
Who's
thing.
the fucking other one?
Same
Okay.
thing.
Now,
Bogdanovich, same thing.
Okay, so then if we were to take those two, and you're to say which one is overrated under whatever sense of overratedness you want to use, who would you say?
Both.
Both. They're the same. To me, they're the same player.
They're both overrated. I don't know whether they're the same player. One's got
Like fucking
cornrows.
at least when you ask Jake a tough question, he answered, and get Paul fucking answers.
I was gonna say, dude, yeah, Paul. No,
Jake,
dude, no.
Which one of them is overrated and which one isn't?
Dude, did you guys see yesterday when Bloom tweeted that he's like putting together like a hype playlist, and he was asking for hip hop suggestions, and Paul replies and goes, "What era are you looking for?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's so cool. I love it, buddy. I love it. It was perfect."
I did not see that, but that's
it was
awesome.
great. Anyway, sorry.
No, but Justin, just to answer your question real quick. Yes, Jordan Clarkson is fine. He's a fine player. He would fit in great here. I'm just not.
But not with the first.
I'm just not. I'm not emptying my clip for Jordan Clarkson. I'm waiting for something better to come along.
Yeah,
would you do Jay for him? Like, I don't know if money or whatever works, but if that was on the table, would you take that, or do you think?
Of course. I think it would have been done already. If
no, okay. I'm just. Yeah,
no,
I obviously don't think that was on the table or ever.
Right. No,
I agree with you.
I'm more talking about picks. Like Jay,
gotcha.
That's
understood.
Yeah,
gotcha.
But I'm just saying, people want to trade Jay like right away for a pick or whatever, whoever, and I'm like, guys, relax. It's gonna be okay, you know.
Yeah,
I would not trade Jay Crowder for Jordan Clarkson. I think he is Landry Shamet is Jordan Clarkson light.
Shit!
Yes,
his shot selection is horrific. He can catch fire. He'll come out and he'll hit 5 threes in a fucking quarter and make you look good, and then do fuck all for 20 games.
See, at least, but Shamet never catches fire. That's the difference.
What are you talking about? His preseason game this year.
It's a preseason game. That's right. When it counts.
That was
right,
that was really encouraging.
Let's float into this because we're talking about Jay Crowder. The Cam Johnson conundrum. He didn't get extended. Suns fucking Twitter went ballistic. And in the first 2 games, he's barely fucking been on the court. Maybe there's a reason we didn't extend him. But we've clearly got a problem at the 4 at the moment. Cam hurt. Both of the first 2 games he's been hurt. What does all this mean for Dario Saric?
He's made an appearance yet, has he?
He played in the Mavs
first game.
briefly.
First game he did.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah, that's confused me. I don't know what to make of Dario not playing because, I mean, assuming Dario hasn't suddenly become an exponentially worse basketball player than he was before he hurt his knee, he should be playing on this team, right? Like, he should be getting minutes.
I mean, Boyd was on this pod last week saying our power forward position's all locked up. We're great, we're solid, and now we look weak as shit.
Yeah, I've been kind of, and I honestly, like, at the first game, and then I wasn't watching the game so intently. I mean, I was watching it, but not with an eye to detail. I don't know if situationally it's made sense for him not to be playing in these first couple games, but I think when you've got a guy like Nurkic that's out there, I know you got DA matching up with him a lot of time, but it seems like additional size wouldn't hurt. So, yeah, I'm more perplexed by the Dario situation than, the Suns not extending Cam Johnson, frankly, if that makes sense.
Jake?
Yeah, I said this. I said this on my dad's podcast. No, I want to see Dario and Jock. I think they could actually play together at the same time. And as we saw when Shamet caught fire in the preseason, Jock unlocks Landry. Dario unlocks Payne. Give me those 4 together with maybe Damian Lee out there and let them run for 2 minutes, and we'll see what happens. But
2
You know,
minutes.
what are-
That's some solid take
Jake,
you got there.
before you go any further, you have opened up a door I have been waiting for.
I
This
know. I
entire-
tried. Did you like how I included? I was like,
I loved
playing
it.
with
I
Jock.
loved it.
Yeah.
You have opened up a door that I've been waiting for the entire podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest drop.
That's a knife. Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee.
That is amazing.
Oh, just the graphic is gold.
The deep fake.
The deep
No,
fake.
Nate, what do you think it means for Dario?
I honestly, I'm with Justin on this one. I have no idea. We sat here, you especially, talked about how good he looked overseas, how good he looked coming into the season, fit, he's healthy again, and expiring contract. You want to showcase him maybe, but now he has played 2 minutes in 2 games, and we look weak at the position. I don't get it.
Well, Tori's clearly not the answer, is he?
Yeah. I mean, Dario should be playing ahead of Tori, right? I mean, nobody
Only at that position. I wouldn't
say.
say ahead of Tory.
I mean, if he's fit to, I mean, coming off an injury, major injury, might have to. I don't know.
I'm
sure he played in Europe, in the European Championships, but that's no disrespect. Different level of basketball
Very
in the
much.
It's the
NBA.
European
Different
Championship.
type of basketball than the NBA. So that's something that I think maybe even I'm dismissing a little too quickly here, is maybe Monty is just easing him back into the NBA game, because it's easy to just think, okay, well, he played competitive basketball at a high level in Europe just recently, so he should be good to go. But
What's your definition of ease? You said maybe Monty's easing him back. What's your definition of
that's a good
ease?
point.
2 minutes in
It's a
game
really
one,
good point.
0 minutes in game 2. That's a pretty
It's a really good
fucking
point.
slow roll.
That's
I mean,
really easy.
it's an
To-
ease, right?
To answer that, maybe some low, not so high leverage situations. Because I mean, I don't know when those 2 minutes came, the first game, but it would have been when they were down by 22 plus
that's a good
points.
point.
Yeah, first half. It was in the first half.
So it might be something like that. I don't know. I'm just my guess.
Yeah, let's talk about what the real issue is, though. And we saw this with DeAndre Ayton when he played too many video games too late at night. Dario's a new father, and he's not getting sleep. And Monty goes, holy shit, we've seen this before when my guys aren't sleeping. And he goes, and just like he's letting Chris Paul ride the pine at the end of the fourth quarter in game 1, he's like, Dario, it's going to be a little bit before you get your sleep regimen set up.
Can I say something to go back to the Cam Johnson question? I think
Yes.
Cam Johnson might just be a sixth man. That's
I
okay.
agree.
Too soon.
And it is.
Too
It's
soon.
okay.
I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't think
Floyd
it
was
is.
on here.
I don't
He
think
looks-
it is too soon.
he
I
looks
think
way
that,
He looks way out of his element, man. He's been on this team for for 4 years now. He show me something. Like, he gets hurt every year, and I love Cam, right? But
I love
maybe
him too,
he's just
but
a
he's-
sixth
you're
man,
right.
and but again, that's okay. That's okay, and I'm okay with them not paying him. That would have been a massive overreaction. And for everybody that's saying, "Oh, let's just pay him because the cap's going to go up and who cares?" You can't set that precedent, man. You can't. You just went to hell and back with DeAndre Ayton over negotiations. You're not just going to give Cam whatever he wants, right? You have a line in the sand that you draw, and you hold steady. Like that's how it should be. And let's be real. He hasn't started. He's never been a starter. He's coming into a new role. Maybe you want to see what he has. That's
Well, I think
my
this conversation. There's one important person, one important element for this conversation. Boyd,
Man.
live from the hospital. How are you going, my man?
Gosh.
Oh shit!
How's it going, boys? Hang on.
Yeah,
This
just
will keep Espo happy now.
Kid too.
Yeah, no, I've just finished doing all the check-in and stuff, and I've got some time to myself here with the boy. So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna jump in anyway. And hopefully there's no doctors doing their rounds and shit. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to play all this back because I've only been catching like every 15 minutes or so until I'm rudely interrupted.
Well, what we're talking about.
You look exhausted, my guy.
Yes.
Holy shit!
I am.
Dan, just
what he
repeat your
really
statement
meant-
for Boyd there.
What he
What's
really
that?
meant was you look like
The
shit.
Cam statement. Repeat your statement about Cam just for Boyd.
Correct.
I think Cam Johnson might just be a 6 man, and that's
There we
okay.
Whoa! Did you see that look?
The
He
poor
did.
guy's in hospital with his
He's
kidneys
about ready to
just
leave the
recording.
hospital right now and fly to the States.
Oh damn! I'm not gonna.
What
I'm
are
not gonna
your
say
thoughts on
anything
that,
right
Boyd?
On Cam Johnson? What? Not. Oh,
He's probably just a 6 man.
Oh, that's fucking
Dumb.
wow. Hey, why? Where's the context?
It's been about an hour and 5
stay,
minutes, everybody.
he can't
Well,
stay on the
besides-
court.
Besides, he can't stay on the court. He shit the bed the first 2 games.
now. Hold on. His first.
He got hurt. He got
His first game. His
injuries.
first game
Look
wasn't.
at
Actually-
Boyd's about ready to start storming through a hospital now and
Yeah,
tearing
dude, he's
things up.
leaving the hospital to come beat your ass. I love it.
Actually, I think Justin.
At least I have a few
to say-
days.
He's
At least I
think
have a
Justin-
few days.
I think
is
Justin
broadcast
was
quality
just
here.
about to say. He was just about to say that Cam Johnson actually, apart from DA's influence in the second half, Cam Johnson went on a bit of a solo run in that
Yep.
third quarter that really got us going.
And then he didn't
then
come
hurt
back because he
himself.
had cramps.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he.
Yeah, but you can't say. I don't think you say he shit the bed. It's not like he didn't contribute.
Okay.
And then
Well, I
also,
take, okay. I'm sorry. I take that back. He didn't play up to par the first 2 games. How about that? That's
He had,
that better?
he had cramps and done his ankle. Wasn't he one of the guys got
Your connection, Boyd, is shit, and if it doesn't fix, I'm going to boot you out of this.
right? Sorry, guys. But oi, it was,
Fucking
And
hell.
out with the boy.
Boyd,
Maybe
we
we
love
should-
you. Look after the
maybe
young
we
fella.
should do live
Say it, buddy.
podcasts, Dan, just to do stuff like this. It's fantastic.
All right, lads. Is Chris
Remember the
Paul
last
off?
time we all tried to do a live podcast, Dance Place?
Oh God, no, not like that live. That
No.
was way too live.
Dude.
That will never go live or
No.
see the light of day.
No, that got axed real quick.
Oh yeah. Is
I think I texted Dan when I got in my car. I'm like, that's going nowhere, by the way.
is Chris Paul washed? Justin, here's your platform. Go.
I see now I'm like second guessing myself because I feel like after I
Yeah.
You should, you
You
dick.
should.
it hurt me.
Should, you
It hurt me
ass.
to say it, but
The fucking
Say
man bun
it.
strikes again.
I don't know, man.
Say
I
it.
think Chris Paul
Say
is
it.
washed.
Oh,
I
come
think
on.
he's
He's
washed.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the wise Jedi master.
No, 'cause-
He's not going to bust out the sword right in
No,
game
but
1 and
here's
2.
no, but here's the thing: is you say
Yeah,
that.
this also
but when
isn't
has
Star Wars,
Chris-
though, so let's
when
not-
has
let's not
Chris
say that.
Paul? When has
That's-
Chris Paul ever tapped the brakes, dude? We've been asking him to do that for 2 years. You think suddenly he's going to do that now and be like,
Yes.
"Oh, I'm going to ease myself into the season"?
No,
No,
certainly looks
Monty's
that way.
Monty's easing him. Monty's.
Yeah, it
I mean-
certainly looks that way.
It's also year 18, Matt.
Well, I mean, why is he one? What'd you say?
It's also year 18.
No,
He
I
might
know.
come in. He might finally say, "Hey, you know what? What I've been doing isn't working. Maybe I need to try this approach. Maybe I need to give it to these young guys who have been, under my tutelage, have grown into, potential superstars in this league. Maybe it's time for them to carry me to the finish line, and then I will step up." That's my guess.
And maybe that's the case, but that would have to mean that Chris Paul had a significant change in his character and overall approach to the game of basketball, and maybe that has happened. But until I see evidence that has happened, I'm going to conclude that he's washed.
Okay, so he had 10 or 11 or 12 shot attempts in yesterday's game against Portland, but everything else he'd done was Chris Paul. 12 assists.
What did he
5
shoot
steals.
yesterday?
He was a 45% or something.
And it was
like
what,
that.
1 for 6 the first night?
Yeah. But
He had 12
if he-
assists yesterday.
12 assists.
I'll give him that.
12 assists, 5 steals.
Yeah, 7
Everything else
steals
is
through
Chris
2
Paul.
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You guys convinced me he's not washed. Good job.
No, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of remember Steve Nash towards the end of his run. I mean, he was not scoring 20 points a game. He was scoring 15, but he was still getting his 10 assists. I think that's he's not going to Chris Paul's not going to be the sharpshooter that Nash was, but he's a better defender than Nash was. And he realized that setting up his teammates is the best way to keep them all engaged. And what we're seeing from DeAndre Ayton is beautiful. And a little bit more aggressive Mikal Bridges, and Booker's just lighting it up. So it's going to take me more than 2 games to be like, Paul, he hasn't done his 5 middies in a row to win in the fourth quarter yet. I mean, I honestly don't want to see that this early in the season where you see Mr. State Farm, insurance commercial extraordinaire just trying to do it all by himself.
And I did tweet that yesterday.
Has he looked a step slow to you guys?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's early in the season.
He's never looked fast.
That's also because he's just been fucking power walking the whole offseason, apparently.
Right. That was a weird commercial.
He has looked a little bit slower, but I think that is based on a mindset shift rather than whether or not he can move.
I would love that to be. I would love that to be the case, of course.
And
I think I also need to get him in touch with Dr. Sean Baker too.
I mean,
he needs to get on the carnivore diet and eat some fucking.
Yeah, I was going to say someone mentioned it before. He does need to stay.
Jake did. Jake said, and that's exactly right. He just needs to
ease up on the quinoa and the broccoli and just put down a porterhouse, once a week.
That sounds so good.
Just once a week. Just once.
I actually he lives kind of close to my kid's school. Should I just on the way to drop her off one morning, swing by and just leave a big box?
Butcher box.
At the front? How great would that be?
That would then you'd also get the cops called on you because he might call the bomb squad and say there's a suspicious fucking package.
And also he very much has security all around that house at all times too. I don't know that the box would make it onto the ground before I'm already taken down.
I think
but
the
I'll
better
record
idea
it. It would be great.
You guys call it a sidewalk, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it in Australia?
We call it a footpath. We call it a footpath.
A footpath.
Yep.
Tomato.
So what I think you should do
I like that.
Take your barbecue down.
What's a barbecue?
On the sidewalk. Grill.
Roll the weather down the footpath.
I'm kidding. We're good on that one, boys. We're good on that one.
Take your barbecue down, sit it on the sidewalk, cook up a steak right in front of his house. When he smells it, he's going to want in.
No, but I'll just be across the street. Dude, I'll set up across the street and I'll put a huge industrial fan behind it.
Yes.
So it blows it to work.
Yes.
Well, I can
It'd be
think about
what's
what
that smell?
Justin
Bacon wrapped dates,
His security, we would tackle
It's a
him
bacon wrapped
across the
tomahawk
street,
steak.
so-
I'm in.
I mean, dude, or we could just cook up some of those tacos, and just set them on his.
Oh, they were good tacos.
Nice.
Do that.
Hey,
Hey, Justin, what about a meat platter and the Arizona heat go hand in hand? You just land a meat platter and leave it on the sidewalk.
It's a dry rub. It's a dry rub.
You put it out there, medium rare, and by the time he comes out to get it, it's medium, baby. Boom. That's what it does.
He knows.
All right. What's our biggest concern for the season? Is it our bench or is it our rebounding? Because we had a
why are there then two options?
Debate. Well, if you've got something else, is it our bench? Is it our rebounding, or is it other?
If Kendall Jenner breaks up with Book, that could cause some problems. We got to keep that relationship solid.
She hasn't yet. We're good.
We're good. They did break up, and then they got back together.
Yeah, after about 3 minutes. Jake, what's our biggest problem? What do we need to fix?
Yeah. It's the bench. Trade Jay Crowder now. No, it's the bench, and I never thought I'd say this, but I do want to see Landry Shamet come back just to try and prevent Book from playing 40-plus minutes every game moving forward. Even though he's looking phenomenal, I'm always just afraid he's one hamstring pull away from sitting out another couple weeks. I know I'm not going to speak it into existence. I'm already pulling it right back. No, I'm pulling it right back.
Thank you.
Pulling it right back.
Basketball gods.
Yeah, exactly. The point God knows the gods. I mean, yeah, it'll be fine.
He is one of them.
Exactly. Booker prays to Chris at night. But no, it's got to be the bench. I'm not as down on Campaign. Look at me being the man of positivity. Justin's like, Chris Paul's washed. I think Campaign has been okay. I think Torrey Craig has been okay for his 10 minutes a game. I think Okogie is a fun perimeter defender to watch. I want to see somebody.
I thought you were going to say
that's really all he can do. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say fun perimeter shooter because I don't think he's had a defender within half a court of him yet, and he hasn't hit a three.
That is fun. It is kind of fun, like in the sense how it's fun to see a professional golfer shank one sometimes. Like it's fun that way, but not when, he's on our team.
Well, and that's
but the perimeter defense thing for sure.
Continue, Jake.
No, so I'm just, we talked a little bit about the Jordan Clarkson idea. I'm going to throw two other ideas out here and see if you guys would rank this as better options than Jordan Clarkson. One is, and I'm not a big Valley of the Suns fan, but I did stumble upon that site, and they had a couple trade ideas where they matched the salaries. And they had one that was a trade of Jay and I think Landry for Eric Gordon. And they had another one that was Cameron Payne and Jay for Karis LeVert. No picks in either option. Would that be preferable than Jordan Clarkson?
Jordan Clarkson?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
No.
I would take both those guys over Jordan.
Well, Jordan Clarkson at least stays healthy. Those two guys are always hurt.
There's only one trade I want to see if it's going to be a mid-level trade. There's only one trade, personally, I want to see, and that is with New York for Cam Reddish.
Ugh.
Yeah, you got a lot of faith.
You want another guy on the bench that can't shoot?
Why not? We've got heaps of them.
No, exactly. I feel like we're trying to move away from this now.
It's like when we had half of Kentucky.
It's for me.
Let's get Jonathan Isaac from the Magic. He won't hit the broadside of the barn, but he will prevent everyone else from hitting the barn too.
Hey! He can't miss the broadside of a barn if he's not playing. Jonathan Isaac, he'll never play. So
he hasn't played in like 2 years.
I think
my bigger thing is we need a power forward more than we need a backup guard right now. Because apparently, if you talk to Suns Twitter, Dwayne Washington Jr. is the next Messiah, the next Aaron Holiday. So
we need to stop.
We don't need a guard.
two-way contract guys.
I don't get why everyone's so shocked about Damian Lee getting time over Dwayne Washington Jr.
Me neither.
Hey, I got a question for you guys, and this I'm gonna preface this by saying this has no merit at all. It's just something that just popped into my head. We talked a lot about Kevin Durant in the offseason. We've talked about Brandon Ingram. People have talked about SGA. Would you guys give up a similar type package for, let's say, Pascal Siakam?
Yes.
What's the similar type package?
You match salaries and picks. Maybe Cam Johnson.
Three picks and a Cam. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
ONJ.
I would do
right.
that.
Well, yeah, the expiring contracts.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I would.
3 picks is that stings, but
now with James
for
Pascal,
Siakam.
If you look at power forward setup when you're talking Durant, Brandon Ingram type thing, Pascal's not that far away. And if you look at the layout of our team, Pascal would be a beautiful fit.
Perfectly. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Teams would hate playing our starting five if that was the case, because they would have the ball stripped or blocked so many times with Chris Paul, Booker, Bridges, Pascal, and DA. I mean, it'd be scary to try and take it to the basket.
Fun, right?
Yeah, I'd be all on board. Yeah, I'd do that. I don't think the Raptors would. I mean, I know you said without merit, but it's a fun one to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I only say it because there's that team I feel like is really wing heavy. And if they believe that Scotty Barnes is who he is, I mean, they got OG Anunoby. They got all these guys.
The only problem that we're going to have with a trade like that, which I thought might have existed, is Scotty Barnes hurt himself pretty bad today.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Like
ankle.
Out.
He means he's going to hurt himself tomorrow, Justin.
I mean, whatever comes from it.
There you go.
My time he's going to hurt himself tomorrow. No, he hurt his ankle pretty bad. Came off the court 11 minutes into the game against Miami today.
I didn't see that.
And it
That
did not
sucks.
look good. It did not look good.
That sucks.
All right, we'll add a second round pick to
Well,
it.
fuck, never mind.
I think we've stumbled upon maybe why Jay Crowder trade hasn't happened yet.
And now, just before we do go ahead, one of our co-hosts...
By the way, hold on. So, by the way,
okay.
Flex did mention that Toronto is a dark horse for Jay Crowder's services. Just putting that out there.
Okay. He'd probably be a good, nice fit there. Let's be honest.
Well, especially now.
Yeah. What do fans know, though?
Right. No insight.
Apologies ahead to the Warriors Locked On podcast. Just before we go ahead, one of our co-hosts, Hamo, and we love you, Hamo. Thanks for jumping on and commenting. You've mentioned Cole Anthony already, and now you're mentioning Julius Randle. No, thanks. Fuck. Julius Randle can fuck right off. I don't want him anywhere near this team.
Amen.
I'll second that.
I think it's okay. I'd entertain it a lot more than Cam Reddish. I don't know where that one came from, man.
That's apples and oranges.
I know. Well, they're both fruit. I mean, that's
go and have a look at
the Cam Reddish experiment. It reminds me of, and this is going to bring a lot of nostalgia and anxiety to Suns fans.
Archie Goodwin.
Yes, a good one. It reminds me of a Dragon Bender. It reminds me of a Marquise Chris, where it's just he just needs another year or two.
Do not do that to Dragon Bender.
Just needs another year or two, man. They're going to figure it out, and Cam Reddish is going to figure out how to put shots in the basket. He's just hasn't had the opportunity yet.
No, that's true. How do we like our new offense? Chris
Seems
Paul,
to be working.
Backseat, more Mikal Bridges, more DA. Is everyone happy with it, or do we want to see Chris Paul still take over?
I feel like it was the natural evolution of it, right? I mean, Paul's always going to be able to. I mean, at this point, 18 years into his career, it's not like he's going to all of a sudden forget how to play. But we needed Mikal to step up. We needed to figure out ways to get the ball into the paint to DA, and I don't know. So I'm loving it so far. I'd like to see I'd like to see Mikal find a way to hit some more 3-pointers, because when I keep seeing those bets that Mikal will have more than 2 3-pointers in the game, and I keep taking it. And
he's like $3.90 here in Australia.
Exactly.
But he's taken less threes, right, in this new offense.
Yes, he's doing more. I feel like drive towards the basket type stuff.
Dan?
It's necessary. So whether I'm happy with it or not doesn't matter. I like it, but it's necessary.
I'm asking for your opinion. I know that we're only fans and we shouldn't have opinions, but I'm asking for your opinion.
It's necessary. So I'll say this: I'm happy because it's necessary. It's what needs to happen. If you ask all Suns fans on Twitter, all around, the people that know the game, 90% will tell you that in order for the Suns to get where they need to, Mikal and DA have to step up. They have to grow within the offense, whether it's creating their own shot, whether it's just getting more touches and being more involved at the end of the games. It has to happen. It was a necessity. You can't keep going back to the Chris Paul at the top of the key, DeAndre setting a pick, and Chris Paul might lob it to him or he might take the job. That would be going on year 3 of that, and that just can't happen. If not, especially not if the Suns want to go to where they want to go to, right? We saw it in that first in that title run. Like at the end of the day, that's kind of what did us in. When Chris Paul got hurt, we didn't have those players that could step up. We had Devin Booker, and as you guys saw, 40 points in back-to-back games. We didn't have that Mikal Bridges or that DeAndre Ayton that could take over the game in the fourth quarter, and it did us in. You could even argue did us in last season too. So I think it's necessary. I like it, and they need to keep. They need to keep with it. I don't care how they start. If they start 5-5 or 4-6, 6-4, I don't care. Just keep building these kids. I mean, who cares? Who cares about seeding? Right? Get a top 4 seed and figure it out. But it needs to happen, and they need to continue to do it.
Nate?
I mean, we spoke extensively the last couple of pods about banking on player progression. How young guys, the natural progression of improvement and getting better and contributing more into the offense. And Cam's been given the chance in the starting lineup now. And we've spoken how long already today about Mikhail stepping up and DA stepping into his new role. Even to the new offense, the look of it, where Chris Paul's spending more time on the bench. Maybe we're leaning into a Chris Paul's more of a break glass in case of emergency type role in this season, so that the player progression and the new guys can step up and take that more of that role in our offense.
Well, and what a luxury to have.
Game two, right?
Well, exactly. What a luxury to have if Chris Paul is your break glass in case of an emergency.
I know, right? It could be.
Yeah.
And you're right, Jake. So far in the first 2 games, Mikhail has attempted 2 3-pointers, hasn't hit any. Justin?
That was all perfect. You guys are all nail on the head. I have nothing further.
He's really thinking about that barbecue he's going to be setting up in Paul's.
No, I mean you guys are all absolutely right. This had to happen. We're banking on our guys developing and improving, and this is the year when we're going to see that happen. And if there's some growing pains, there's some growing pains. So be it.
Yeah, we have to suffer through it, especially early in the season. Let's be honest, this team's a playoff team, and I think we've all said it. I've heard it from pretty much everyone here on multiple pods. Where we finish and what we do during the season does not fucking matter. It's only what we do in playoffs. And if we have to work our way through that to make sure that we're in the right position for these guys to do the right things come playoffs, that's all that matters right now.
I mean, we're basically going through the same evolution that Bucks team that won the title against us went through.
Yes, sir. Yeah. You go through heartbreak, you learn how to lose.
Real
quick. The dude in the chat, Coda Kid, good follow on Twitter, by the way, too. Go follow him.
For sure.
He brought up a great point. DA at the end of the game, at the line, 2 free throws. Dame Lillard talking shit to him, saying, "Hey man, your team doesn't believe in you. Like you're gonna knock these down." He needs that shit. Okay, so anybody that wants to look at that as negative, oh, DA couldn't come through. No, that's how you grow up, man. That's how you learn. When has DA ever been in that situation? You need to have that. Because guess what?
Well,
you don't want the first time to be in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
You want it to be during the regular season.
And I was wrapped that Book didn't take that shot and fed the ball to DA in that situation. We know the Book can take the ball to the rack or hit that stupid fadeaway over Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. We've seen it. But in the regular season, for him to draw that defense and dump off to DA, even though if DA had gone with the left, he probably would have got it and won. But they're learning experiences, and it was really, really good to see. Speaking of
Devin Booker, can we just really quick just fondle him for a couple of minutes? Because my God, the way that
he's grown again.
You can suck him off if you want.
Yeah, but he's grown again. He's gone
Thank you for the permission.
He's gone to another. He's gone to another level again. He's gone to another level again, hasn't he?
Yeah, dude. Watching him make the right decision time after time after time is phenomenal. And that last play of that game is a great example. I mean, let's look back to the night before, and of course, end result is the same. But the night before, when after Damian Lee made that shot, Luke was taking the ball up shot, or the night before, a couple nights before. Luka's chucking that ball up from 3. You knew he was taking that shot.
Oh, yeah.
Devin Booker very easily could have been, I know I'm taking this shot, regardless of whether I have 2 defenders crash on me and I've got no shot. He could have forced it anyway. Maybe he would have made it. He's good enough to, right? But the maturity and the decision-making, that was absolutely the right move.
Well,
and
it was great after his fucking terrible shot at the end of regulation.
Right, yeah. So, I mean...
dude, that sucked.
I don't remember.
Especially
that
we're in the bonus. He should have fucking gone to the basket.
Yeah.
This was Portland, Justin. You're talking about.
No,
Dallas,
I know it. I blocked it. But no, it's beautiful to see, man. I mean, watching Devin Booker play basketball, and I'm not using hyperbole here. It's artistic, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's beautiful.
It's poetic.
It's like somebody put together, if anybody could put together a Devin Booker highlight reel that runs the exact same length as Taylor Swift's Midnights, I would just sit there. I'd be in heaven.
You fucking lost me, dude.
Because I'd listen to Midnights and I'd watch Book play, and it would be just beauty on beauty.
Please tell me this is because you've got daughters.
It's
Justin,
not,
Tell you that, or you want that to be the truth?
Justin.
I was done, so that's fine.
I did not want to use it on you, but
I mean, he could. Dude, you could have said sick.
Just
You
stop
could have said. You could have said sicko mode. You could have said like any other rap song. You chose fucking Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Because it's beautiful.
It's not though.
You're
Guys,
beautiful.
speaking of the new offense, we had a new game-winning shot maker. Is Damian Lee already a fan favorite? And how long is that going to last before Suns Twitter and Suns fans bury the fuck out of him? Jake, you can go first.
Oh, hey, Jake.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here. They played him a ton of minutes out of the gate. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised. I think was it 20 minutes in game one,
Averaging about 30 minutes a game. He played 33,
30
I think.
plus.
Yeah.
So I'm a little worried that Suns fans are going to start to, if they keep giving him that many minutes, I don't think he's going to turn into a Shamet overnight, but I think he's going to have his streakier games. So I think he's going to be here to stay for a long time because the backups are always easy to get excited about, right? In any sports team, it's, in the States, the backup quarterback of your football team is always one of the most beloved players because he can't make any mistakes because he's riding the pine.
He's the GOAT. He's the next GOAT. Why
exactly.
aren't we playing him? Yeah.
So Damian Lee, hey, that's a great start. Maybe he can Tim Thomas a few more moments, of big shots that win games. I'm for it. I'm a little worried that they might rely on him a little bit too much. So, like I said, get well soon, Landry Shamet.
I think it's the with Suns fans, it's the hustle moments.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you look at the one-handed rebound yesterday. Like Suns fans fucking lost their shit. Damian Lee did not play a good game yesterday. But in the clutch time, he came up with a couple of big plays. He did it against the Mavs as well, and Suns fans basically sucked him off. Dan.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, right? Suns fans in general, they love the hustle, right? Damian Lee is one of those players that can come in. He doesn't need to score the ball. You know who he reminds me of a little bit? Of Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder can have 0 points in a game and impact the game
single
drastically, right? And I feel like that's who Damian Lee's going to be. He's a smart player. He doesn't make stupid mistakes. He comes from a good organization, as much as it pains me to say it, because I hate the Warriors. Comes from a great organization, a good culture, and he's smart. He just needs to make those smart basketball plays when he's in the game. He's not in the game to score, but dude, if you can knock down a three every once in a while, like, great. Like, that's what we need
and
to
he's
do.
hit him. He's actually hit them in big moments.
Yes,
He's hit him
yes,
couple
he
of
really has.
Three against the Mavs was a huge one.
Was a huge one, and good on him for that. And so, yes,
he's got a quick trigger too.
He really does.
He's got the same conscience as Jay when it comes to shooting.
And it's not gonna hurt him that Steph Curry gets on fucking social media and does like a whole celebration video.
Hey, can we talk about how like, I don't want to be a dick here, but Steph, he's kind of a terrible dad, right? Like, you woke your fucking kid up for that, dude.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Hey, he's got a nanny to put it back down. It's okay.
So here's what I'll say about Damian Lee.
What if he set all that up? He's like, go wake the kid up, get the kid to cry, and then
Justin
go, dude.
Back to Damian Lee.
Yeah, so he is going to be a fan favorite. I hope he's not a fan favorite to the point where it gets out of hand, like most of the fan favorites have gotten around
Aaron
here.
Holiday.
So, not even. Dude, people are still mad about JaVale. JaVale was great. Thank you, dude. Good riddance. We have Jock Lindell now. Can we stop? Please, let's move on.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We saw why we don't have JaVale in that Mavs game.
Yeah.
He started and played 14 minutes for a reason.
Sorry,
Dan, don't get me started on.
Don't
get me started on Kelly Oubre.
Dan, who do we have now instead of JaVale McGee? Who'd you say?
Crocodile and Jock Lindell.
That's a knife. Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, it took me a second to realize he's playing both the male and female characters at first too.
I told you, watch all the faces.
Yeah. Hey, well, we're still talking about Damian Lee.
Talk about it.
Before we get too far off the question again. Moving away from looking at it from a fan favorites point of view, every year we get a new Nader, right? We get the new Abdul Nader effect, and I think this year it's Damian Lee for us. He's going to be the Monty favorite, and I'm just glad that we finally got one that can play basketball.
It's I think you're wrong. I think you're
doing Damian Lee a disservice, dude.
Yeah, no, Landry Shamet is still the Abdul Nader.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hey, you know what? Abdul Nader will always be a winner in my eyes because look up Haley Grice and you will know why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Justin,
guy's a winner.
Damian Lee.
She got
what about
a lot of personality.
Favorite?
She's smart.
A lot of personality.
Big brain.
Justin, please get us back on track with Damian Lee.
You want me to get us back on track? That's probably not the best choice. No, Damian, dude, I love him. Like, he's been great for us so far. He's been huge for us so far. If he turns into that guy, that fan favorite guy, then probably well deserved because he's fighting an uphill battle, right? Because apparently he's still not better than Dwayne Washington Jr. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Dwayne Washington Jr. hasn't played yet, but
he played in the preseason, had 31 points and 11 turnovers.
Dwayne Washington Jr. hasn't really played yet, right? Is that better? So I'm not. I don't understand how people can possibly think that he is that exponentially better than Damian Lee, particularly after seeing Damian Lee play so far, to the point where they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's not getting minutes. So I don't think he will become a fan favorite for that reason, because he's already fighting an uphill battle. I mean, I think that mantle has been claimed by Jock Landale already, has it not?
Damian's challenging him.
Do you guys remember who our two-way contract player was that was on our NBA Finals team 2 years ago?
Abdul Nader?
Nope.
No, he wasn't two-way. He was contracted. Remember? He missed about 7 months, came back and fucking played minutes in the playoffs.
Was it Ish?
Oh, Frank?
Nope.
Who was it?
I actually don't remember.
Ask the question, buddy.
You can't ask a question you don't know the answer to.
No, let me hold on. No, but that's kind of my point.
Nope to all of those guesses then.
Tyshawn
I was
Alexander.
going to say Tyshawn.
Yeah, it was right there, right? Your favorite player. I don't understand. See, this is us still cleansing our palate from the 10 years of terribleness where we think we need somebody that's just got that untapped potential that just wait, they're going to turn things around and they're going to become a star player. Ish Wainwright is what he is. He's never going to be more than a role player, and that's great for him. But he's back on a two-way. Dwayne Washington Jr. his ceiling is a role player at best, a 10th guy maybe off the bench, and that's fine. But that's his ceiling, and he's not even there yet. And so I don't understand why so many Suns fans are like, campaign, nope. Dwayne Washington Jr. Let's do it. Let's start Ish Wainwright at the 4.
There's a reason they are two ways.
Do you guys remember, and Justin, you remember this because we've covered this extensively on our podcast. Do you guys remember when the Suns sold their G League team and everybody lost their fucking minds?
Justin especially, because my dad made me talk about it on the show.
They're like, this is good. You know what? Your dad and your brother, they loved they
My whole goddamn family, Dan.
They fucking lost their shit when they sold it, especially your brother. He was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." And then like the next year they went to the finals. Like, guys, stop.
What else
It's not
can
that
we
serious.
sell to get back to the finals?
Like,
Right?
Right?
Let's sell some shit.
Look, hey, two-way players are great. If they work out, they work out, man. I really like Dwayne Washington Jr., but again, is he going to play meaningful minutes on this team? I hope not. You know why? Because if he does, something went really fucking wrong.
Right.
And that's not a good thing. So same thing with
Which
Ish.
is-
And Ish can be I feel like Ish has a role, but not yet. Like,
And that was my
it.
same opinion with Aaron Holiday last year. If Aaron Holiday was playing meaningful minutes in the playoffs last year, something went fucking horribly wrong.
But did you
I
see
agree.
I mean,
defense?
something in Game 7 went horribly wrong, but something went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I've lost track of where we're at. I spent 5 minutes just looking at Abdul Nader's Instagram, following up Dan's comments there. What was the actual question?
I know where we're at. I know where we're at, and it's something that nobody on this pod except for Nate has done before.
Oh, shit.
Have you guys got a pad and a pen?
Yeah.
A hat
You
and,
need-
and a pen?
You need a piece of paper
Notebook,
and
whatever,
a
piece
pen,
of paper.
because we're about to do everyone's new favorite segment, Random Sons.
Oh, fuck. Really?
So what we do,
How can you
I
run
will
every
play a
player?
video. I will play a video. There is 4 Phoenix Suns in the video. You guys need to name them.
Is Abdul Nader one of them?
It has
His girlfriend
been
is.
huge. It's been hugely popular. Hugely popular.
Eventually, you will run out of players, right? Like, you're already
Never.
going into black
You
and
know
white.
how many players have played for the Phoenix Suns? I have got loads. This one, I deliberately went with a few guys that that have played in the last few seasons, just because I didn't want our special guests to look bad when they get them all wrong.
Well, it looks way worse when we do that.
Is everybody ready?
Right?
Is
Ready.
everybody ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Now they're pixelated for a reason. I don't want to make it too easy.
I got 3 out of 4.
Let's start. We will start. I will go around who I see on my screen in order. Justin, who was number 1?
Raja
Nate.
Last name, sir, please.
Yeah, it was Raja.
Bell. Who
Jack-
is
Raja.
Raja Bell?
Oh yeah,
Jack-
Raja Bell.
Which is also what Kobe has.
Mr. Clothesline heard around the world.
It was Raja Bell. Who was number 2? Justin.
I don't know. I knew the face.
Nate.
No, yeah, I'm the same. The number 2, I got completely stumped. I
Dan.
knew the face, but
No idea, dude.
Was
Jack-
that Reggie Bullock?
It was indeed Reggie Bullock.
Oh,
Oh,
Who was number 3?
of course,
that was Isaiah Kanan.
that was it.
Justin.
that was Isaiah Kanan.
So Justin didn't have it. Nate didn't have
I
it.
was
Jake?
looking at that guy, and I know the little chubby face. He bounced back to the
Right.
down to the G League and back to
Did-
us.
remember
He
when
came
his-
over-
This thing went through my head too. I was
I
like,
You guys
thought,
remember
yeah,
when his
I wrote
leg-
down
remember when his
Goodwin, but I
leg
knew it
folded
wasn't
in
right.
half?
Yeah.
oh,
Prepare the Kanan.
I was
So
at that
Dan-
game. It was gruesome.
Dan was the only one who got that one. And the last one, Jake.
God,
Come on,
I know
Nate.
who he is, but I don't remember the name, and it's going to drive me nuts now because one of you jerks got it. But yeah, I
Nate,
remember.
Nate,
And Dan will get it. No, I got no idea. No.
Justin,
wasn't that Zoran Dragic?
Dan.
John Lure?
It was
Yes.
John Law.
Yes.
Damn it! Right when you said that, I was like, "That's who it was."
And he had the best year of his career with the Suns, too.
So we are giving.
I just saw a goofy-looking white guy, and I think I just went, "That's got to be Goran's brother, right?"
I almost said Magic Lamp because I thought it was not.
Nope, not him.
We are giving that victory to Dan Duarte. Well done, Dan.
Running away.
Beautifully done.
Awesome.
John Lure. I feel like the fact that he knew those shows that he's a terrible fan.
Or a psychopath.
Yeah, like we've got excessive. Like maybe he needs some help.
Dan, where are you tonight? I'm outside John Lure's apartment. Gonna get an autograph for sure.
Oh shit, dude.
All right, gentlemen. My next question is:
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
tell us who you want to have a beer with this week. Let's start with the first timer, Jake. Who do you want to have a beer with this week?
Well, now that I finally got to be on this pod, my dreams have come true. So. I've already been on my dad and brother's podcast, but this is a whole different one. This is like when the kids go down and it's the evening that time for us here in the States. No, but so is it just anyone in general, or would it be what Suns player would you most want to have a beer with?
Anyone in general, dude.
Anyone in general, man. As long as they're involved in basketball.
Abdel Nader's girlfriend?
Winner.
Unfortunately, Abdel Nader is no longer involved in basketball. But I'll take it. I think Sonia's spot on for Dan's one. Dan, who do you want to have a beer with?
I already had a beer with him. He's a good dude to have a beer with. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Guys,
for the record, like they're friends, right? Like,
yeah, we give each other.
For those out there,
I love Dave, but I love giving him shit more because it drives him nuts. So, but I love Dave. There's no like.
Dan and Justin are friends. Jake is family.
When was the last episode of Fanning the Flames? After Justin went on the Aussie Suns fan podcast. It was weird. That one Dan was on too? That's the one.
Fanning the Flames was no longer the OG Suns podcast.
I love Jake's dad, his brother, not so much. But anyway, who I want to have a beer with? You know what? I'm going to say this because it still hurts me when I think about it. I want to have a beer with all of you guys, not after game 2 of the finals when we go up 2-0, but after we fucking win it, because I still think about that night and how fucking happy we all were, and then we fucking choked and we lost 4 straight. And I'll never get over that.
Could you imagine the carnage? I mean, all you have to do is imagine the carnage that happened at your place when Nate and I were there, and the Suns weren't even in the finals. Could you imagine the fucking carnage if we hadn't won the finals?
We were watching a Mercury game.
There was some carnage that night when there was us and we had no Australians.
That's what I'm saying.
So fuck. Copper Blues they have it cut out for themselves.
Yeah.
Nate, who do you want to have a beer with?
Well, it's kind of changed through this whole episode. Originally, I was going to go. I'm going to show Dave King some love because everyone shat on him real early. And I'm like, Dan, you were saying that Dave doesn't drink. I was like, hang on, that last time
Dave drinks.
Justin,
Dave
I was going to say he was drinking.
Oh yeah, he drinks.
Justin,
Then I had to. We don't need to hear about the family problems, okay? He's like, yeah, he drinks.
He drinks. This is why I hide myself away in my masks.
Officially got off.
I decided I want to have a beer with Abdel Nader based on everything Dan was just saying, and by the looks of his Instagram, I'd really like to check out his house. So I'm just going to leave it at that one. You never know who might be walking around his house by the looks of his Instagram.
So who are you going to be with?
Come back to. Well, let's. I'm going to leave it at Dave. Actually, he seems like he needs some love this week.
No, Dave's a cool guy to get a beer with, man. I'll say that.
Nate's already had.
We've had many cocktails with Dave before. He's fun.
Oh, if you guys have not watched, I was going to say, if you guys have not watched the solar panel episode that came out earlier today, check it out. And especially when people started telling Dave that Dario Saric needs to play with Jock Landale play at the 4 while Jock's at the 5, and he goes on a epic rant of just fury about the theory of these two guys that can barely move. This is not the modern NBA. This is not how it's played. This is not 1987 NBA basketball.
Dude, I love Dave so much.
Dave, it's 8 a.m. What's going on, buddy?
Nate's already had a beer with Dave. We did invite him to have a beer with us when we were over there, but he absolutely fluffed us and didn't show up. Justin,
I mean, something different in America, dude.
In fairness, I texted him from an American number that was new, and he didn't reply. So we don't know.
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to jump in on the Dave slander. Justin.
What slander? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not slandering
you and Dan have
he already hates
slandered
me.
that guy.
Don't make him hate me more.
The Aussie Suns fans podcast.
He doesn't hate you.
Oh my god. You guys have rolled out. Justin, who are you having a beer with?
Dad alone.
I want to have a beer with Cyrus Satzes and Connor Letourneau of the Locked On Warriors podcast because they're fucking douchebags, and I want to tell them that to their faces.
Can I come and intimidate them physically?
Dan, I'll bring. Of course, I'm bringing my muscle. I'm not an idiot. I don't know. Maybe they're huge. I'm a little bit.
I want to.
Lissy's your muscle.
Excuse me.
No, Lissy's when I really want someone taken care of.
No, Lissy's Dahmer, dude.
Lissy's a serial killer.
That was for in
that
case
was on another pod.
In case he listens only audio, that was Dan.
Also, yes, it was me, and also it was a fucking joke, just like all the Dave stuff. Jesus Christ!
You know, this is how you boost viewership. Name drop everyone you can think of, and then they'll all want to be. Well, I'm going to have to watch this episode now. That's how you started trending. This is
while we're at it, Gabby,
you need to follow it up with I can't believe what Dan said about Dave King on Twitter. I can't believe what Dan said.
Damn it. Don't do that, dude. Because Dave will literally take that like personally
on Twitter
and to heart.
He would just go look to see if it's on Twitter, and then he won't say anything.
Hey, we're going to get a lot of views if we do that.
You know what's crazy about we brought up Lissy? Lissy's like 8 feet tall, dude. And like I remember the first time I met that dude, I was like, "Holy shit, dude! You're like 7 feet tall." I said 8 earlier. I overreacted, but he's like 7 feet tall. It's crazy.
Oh, really?
I think he's
moved into Amsterdam yet.
6'5", right?
Got my
6'5".
passport.
No, I haven't moved into Amsterdam. I was going to have a look at it.
Yeah.
It's
an interesting deal.
Have you checked it out? Yeah.
I mean, I looked at the preview. Points for creativity, man.
We're not mean, Sonia.
Whoa.
No. We love Lissy and his.
I was gonna say,
fucking.
If he's 8 feet tall, that's a compliment.
Jesus Christ, dude!
Guys, you've done it now.
I'm
upset every other Suns
everyone
podcast
tonight being like, if you guys listen to the Aussie Suns podcast, like,
dude,
I apologize.
Lissy's gonna kill me, and then Dave King's gonna bury my body.
I was gonna say, is there any content like Saul Bookman and Espo and Lindsey Smith? You won't want to know what the Aussie Suns pod talked about.
Yeah, let's not go down that road.
Nate got to FaceTime Lindsay, so he's happy.
So happy.
I want to have a beer with Jock Landale because
no, you called him a little bitch last pod. I watched it.
He
called him a little bitch since he got
I called him a little bitch on Justin's, and then my internet cut out. What I wanted to say was, "You're a little bitch because you haven't been on, but I still love you." Jock, I want to have a beer with you because if you had to come on the Aussie Suns Fans podcast, you wouldn't have missed that fucking open layup to tie the game against fucking Portland and turn it into double overtime.
It's true. It's true.
That was kind of point blank, wasn't it? We didn't really talk about that.
He rushed
that. Sucked.
Hey,
that sucked.
By the way, you called him a piece of shit, just to be clear. So now you called him a piece of shit and a little bitch.
And a choker.
What the fuck is that?
A choker.
Someone who chokes, yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I thought you said a trucker, and I was like he drives nationwide delivering goods to warehouses, or
choker.
All right, We're
It's
almost at the end.
2022. It's
I gotta get
2022,
this-
and that kind of made me feel racist. I'm not gonna lie.
I got to get this back on track.
Don't be a flog.
What's a
Who's your flog
flog?
of the week? Dan,
Those fucking two douchebags from Locked On fucking Warriors, dude.
I think this
Jesus
is going to be
Christ.
unanimous.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers, dude. So like Locked On is, great, man. That guy built it from the ground up and whatever. But all my experience that I've had from Locked On, whether it was Locked On Suns, Locked On Warriors, Locked
Plus
On
minus.
Mavericks,
Plus minus.
it's just
Per
bad,
36.
dude. It's just like, okay, don't fucking get me started, dude. Per 36, all that shit. My thing is, all right, dude, like, you're going to start this network. My thing is bring in people that have passion, bring in people that love the game, that love doing this. Don't give people a job just because they have a fucking degree, because guess what? Your shit dies. And don't just be safe. Don't just be safe. Bring somebody that can mix it in a little bit.
Do we know that these guys have degrees? Just saying.
I don't. I mean, who cares? It sounds like it. Fucking douchebags.
They've got
Does
access
it?
to the team. They've got access to the team. They're way better than all of us.
I'll give them access to something. I don't know. What that
You know
means.
who else?
Education is overrated.
No.
Education
You know who else?
is overrated.
Stop. So who else? You know who else? Sorry.
You
No,
do
I'm
not
sorry.
say that to Mr. President,
I'm
ex-president.
we fucking Donald Trump, I'm sorry.
Daniela, I'm speaking to you now.
Go sit
listen-
down and take a piss.
Listen,
I don't know
Dan,
why
you're a
because
very nice
I'll feed him
man,
lines.
but
Here's
you do
here's what I'll
be
say,
sitting
dude.
down.
No,
And
no,
again, we
no.
have to bring this up.
Jesus fucking Christ,
Daniela.
dude.
Daniela.
Dude, go raid the Capitol or some shit. Anyway, listen.
Oh, now we're taking personal shots. Okay.
I mean, fuck, dude. I had to do it.
You know, Dan, you're a very nice
You
man,
know,
but
you
you
know
don't
who
have the
hires
stamina.
safe? You know who? Oh, I have plenty of stamina. Ask my wife. Listen. Listen. Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Dude, when you hire safe, you set yourself up for disaster. Arizona Sports, hire safe, right? They take the easy way out. Hire somebody with passion, somebody who gives a fuck, somebody who's going to stand up and say, hey, Monty Williams, let me ask you about this. Let me not just ask you every other fucking question that every single reporter has already asked you, because guess what? That's what it is, man. So these guys can go fuck themselves. So they're my flog of the week. Thank you.
So Locked On Warriors podcast. One thing I can guarantee: pink unicorns, Donald Trump, masks, fucking everything. Our podcast has been a hell of a lot more entertaining than yours. Jake, who's your flog of the week?
By the way, Jake, I'm sorry I told you to stop. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell you to stop, Mr. President.
Jake and Mr. President.
I was
who
going to
are
say,
your
and you
flogs of the
forgot
week?
you have people calling in from hospitals to be on this show. I mean,
Hey,
you guys really.
Coda Kid, I love your your comment, by the way.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's how you know Coach Evan B is a great guy, because nobody's trying to rail him right now.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
I didn't say that. Coach Evan. Wait, Coach
No,
Evan.
it's,
B? Who was talking about?
Coda threw this in when we were bagging all the other
okay.
pods.
I was reacting to Coda Kid's Brennan Clean comment, because
No. But this
that
comment
should have been
here
my flag
came-
of the week, actually.
This comment here came after the
Next
fanning
time.
the Fanning the Flames representatives basically buried every other Suns podcast on the networks. You all forgot the Ever Be podcast as well. So, Jake, who's your flog of the week?
Oh, and help me out. What does flog stand for again?
Wanker.
Oh,
Fucking
wanker.
Fuckwit.
lovely.
Fuck. Toss bag.
Fuck losers on
Losers. Yep.
Goats.
Yes.
Somebody,
Yes.
Goats?
Whatever.
No,
Who left
goats.
the bad taste in your mouth this week?
Yeah.
oh,
Who pissed you off this week?
Guys, I'm
Who,
fucking
me?
drunk. Holy shit.
We've been doing this shit for 2 hours now, so it wouldn't surprise me.
yeah,
Good
exactly.
Lord.
To be fair,
If
it's only 1
people
hour
have been
and
sticking
58
around this
minutes.
long, that's how you know we've been putting the.
I
the
also
content
played
together.
a round of golf for like an hour before I hopped on, so
I went to the Arizona
That was
State
the fastest round of golf. Was that mini golf you played? 1 hour?
no, an hour before I hopped on here.
Oh, okay.
I finished.
Jake, who was your flog of the
Yeah,
week?
thank you. You see, I'm buying time. It's Luka Doncic, because every time he gets a call and he turns, and then he does one of those deals, and you're like, Fuck that guy, man. I like if you're on our team, I guess I'd accept you, but like everyone else is gonna hate you now. Like
Dude, that was fantastic.
But
you
know
gotta
what?
do that every single
Follow
day.
him on Instagram. Have you seen his mother? Because
but he's fighting with his mother right now, right?
Oh,
they're like a war.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like a
See,
Scottie Pippen Jr.'s mom.
Even Luca's mom hates him. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Even his mum hates him. He spent the entire first half fucking smiling at the crowd and carrying on. Did anyone see his face in the last fucking 4 minutes of that game?
Well, when he bricked that three, he bricked that three. He looked at the official like they should have called a foul. I'm like, dude,
Damian Lee was 1.5 meters away.
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, good call, Jake. Nate, who's your flog of the week?
Dave King.
So I'm going to take a lighthearted approach to this. Seeing how we've been shitting on media and pretty much everyone involved with the Suns, other than us at this point, the Americans.
Oh, dude, I haven't even started.
If you want to defend this person, I don't know them. I don't know them personally, but they left a bad taste in my mouth this week. Rod Argent from Rights for Brightside. Wrote an article this week highlighting.
Jesus, now we're burning down fucking Brightside.
He reminded me of the Dragon Bender, Marquise Chris, and Tyler Eulis draft. And there's a full article on it. And it, like I said, it's a lighthearted one, but I hated that fucking draft so much. It really fucking sits poorly with me, what we traded away and what we left with. And he reminded me of it this week. So
who's he?
Rod Argent.
Rod Argent.
Who the fuck is Oh, never mind. I know who that is.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't like that article, and he wrote it. So
as long as you don't back up your Twitter shit and start calling it clickbait, Dan. Justin,
I'm sorry, Voida.
Justin, who's your flog of the week?
Me and Voida cleared that up, by the way.
Well, I mean, I feel like I've had a lot of time. I should have this already, right?
Yeah, you should.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not. But I'm going to say Chris Paul because he's washed.
Wow!
But also, I will also remind everybody. Calm down. I will remind everybody that reverse psychology is also something I truly believe in.
No, that's not
non-committal.
No.
It's unacceptable.
Perfectly non-committal.
No.
Unacceptable.
Flog of the week right there is Justin. Found him.
Yeah, I'll take it.
My flog of the week is the Fanning the Flames podcast because they've been left out of everything so far when it comes to bagging, and
we suck.
they never record anymore. The fuck's wrong with you guys? Why don't you record anymore? What are you scared?
Yeah, I was going to say, if it weren't for us,
we were going to record the other night, but I got home at like 9:30 and Paul was sleeping.
And I was at the football game.
Why would you want to be on there anyways? Just a few fans.
Yeah, they know nothing.
But it would just be one fan. That would be even worse.
One fan of the Flames.
One fan of the Flames. Locked On Warriors podcast. Go fuck yourself. Gents,
harsh, but
fantastic. Had a ball. Absolutely loved this afternoon. It's been great. Normally, everyone tries to keep their pod to 1 hour. We went, fuck it, let's keep it to 2.
Who gives a shit?
We're doing the marathon for the kids. You know, this is we should have done like a charity stream. Yeah.
This is the greatest. Anyone who's stuck at work for an 8-hour work day, we've just filled up 2 of those fucking 8 hours. So you're welcome. You are welcome. Enjoy. Dan,
also, you're stealing from your employer. Go back to work.
Yeah, go.
Fucking lawyers.
Fucking lawyers. Dan, last comments. Where can we follow you? All that sort of shit.
Oh yeah, no. Thanks for having me, fellas. Of course. The longer the better. Jesus.
That's
control your Sonia. Sonia's been drinking with us clearly.
No, guys. Thank you guys for having me, man. I know this was last minute. I kind of invited myself on here, basically. But no, it was fun, man. Coast to Coast podcast with Flex from Jersey, also on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network. yeah, go find us over there, man. Go listen. If you like us, cool. Keep listening. If not, there's plenty of other Suns podcasts you guys can listen to. And also, Fanning the Flames with Justin and Paul. So come check us out, man. Find me on Twitter at DanDuarte1. Yeah, I'll offend you on there. So there you go.
Nate.
Well, I mean, it's on the screen there at Nicky's Falcon. If you want to see zero content posted, retweeted, and liked, go to that. It'll be a very quick read.
Give them your OnlyFans, dude.
Dude, that was just you and me. It was private.
Touche, my friend. Touche.
Single.
Justin.
At So Says Jay. Fan the Flames at Fan the Flames NBA. We record sometimes. It's been a while. It has been a while. We should do that sometime. Maybe I will do that. Maybe we'll do
Let's do it like right now. You want to do it right now?
Just go for 2 more hours.
Let's just roll straight in.
Let's just roll.
Fuck it.
I was gonna say something else, but I totally forgot what it was. It'll probably come back to me momentarily, so I'll just blurt it out when that happens. But appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a blast. Always a blast.
Always
We love it. We love having you, mate. Jake.
You can find me on Truth Social at realpresidentcurrently.com.
Real president.
And I'm gonna change my flog of the week to your neighbor that still has not mowed his fucking lawn after 2 hours.
It's a different neighbor now.
No, I don't believe it. I want it to be the same one, and I believe it's the Locked On Warriors guys in their fucking yards in Australia right now. That's what's happening.
Oh, I fucking love it, man.
Follow us at Aussie Suns Fans. Follow me at Guesswork Gav. I don't post anything about Phoenix on there. It's mostly Australian sports, so don't bother. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're still here after 2 hours and 6 minutes, like us on
Like us.
comment, subscribe, all that sort of shit. Do us a fucking
and
solid.
Leave us a tip, and then the OnlyFans then you can really connect with Nate.
Exactly
right.
right.
Go right to the top of his chat.
It's always about the tip, baby.
Honestly, we spoke about it last week. You need to subscribe to YouTube. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers so that people will give us money to do this shit.
Oh.
So subscribe so that someone will give me money.
Dude, if you do that, I'll show you my tits.
What? Seems like a terrible deal.
Hey.
Reminds me of
why
It's
pay
Always
for
Sunny
the
in
cow when you can
Philadelphia.
get the milk for free?
If you're still here, we've had dudes from hospital with their babies, pink unicorns, fucking Halloween masks where people are trying to drink and smoke. We pretty much had everything in this fucking
We had
pod.
it all.
And
Yeah.
if you aren't still
Jake
here,
nailed a
we're
90-minute
fucking
cigar
missing out.
with time to spare.
Because honestly, this has been the most fucking fun pod the Aussie Suns fans have ever done. Thank you, lads. Loved it. We will see you all next Monday after a 4-game stretch, and catch you on the flip side.